So let's back up a little bit further. When did you meet Rob Liefeld?
$1989, I think. I'm not real sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you remember how you guys met, or it was?
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend, Brian Murray. Brian knew Rob, and we met through that, and Rob and I just got along real well together.
That's fantastic, and you guys ended up sharing the studio.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to 1992, and Rob approached you with this idea.
No, it was 1991.
It was 1991.
Yeah.
Because it launched in 92.
All right.
So in 1991, he approached you with this idea. What was the idea?
Well, he didn't just talk to me, he talked to the three people. There were four of us, Todd, not three, four. Todd always forgets that I was part of that. He talked to Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, and me. And those are the three people he felt closest to, you know, that would keep the secret. Eric signed on immediately, much to his credit. Todd vacillated. He was kind of retired at the time. He wanted to make hockey cards at the time. Didn't want to do comics anymore. So, and I wasn't on a million-selling book. I was the only one that wasn't on a million-selling book, and I had 5 kids, you know, to support. So for me, it was a much harder decision. So Rob and Todd were going to New York for the Sotheby's auction. This was the very first auction of original comic pages, and they were auctioning off Jim's X-Men #1, Todd's X-Force #1, and Todd's Spider-Man #1, the entire issues.
Wow.
Yeah. So Todd calls me up and, you know, said that he had Eric Larson already signed in, and him and Robbie were going, and wanted to know if I was going to sign up. And I went, okay, I'm in. I just said, are you going to do this for sure? He was, yeah. Okay, I'm in. So I went home that night to tell my wife that I just made the biggest mistake of my life, or the best decision I ever made. And she was supportive. She thought it was a good decision. So they go to New York. They have the infamous meeting with Terry Stewart, where Rob basically told him to turn his desk upside down and shove it. And I get this call from Rob a couple days later, and he told me that they had met Mark Silvestri in the hallway, pulled him to one side, Todd did the spiel on him, and Mark was in. Wow. And then he called me up a little while later and said they just got Jim Lee. So I had told 2 people about what was going on. One of them was Eric Stevenson, and the other one was Larry Martyr. And Eric, I wanted to get his take on it because he was a fan at the time. He had upside down and shove it. And I get this call from Rob a couple days later, and he told me that they had met Mark Silvestri in the hallway, pulled him to one side, Todd did the spiel on him, and Mark was in. Wow. And then he called me up a little while later and said they just got Jim Lee. So I had told 2 people about what was going on. One of them was Eric Stevenson, and the other one was Larry Martyr. And Eric, I wanted to get his take on it because he was a fan at the time. He hadn't done anything professionally or anything like that. And he was completely knocked out by what I told him. And Larry